Hello, fellow puzzlers. Let's continue our puzzle. So, when we perfect, nice. When we last left off, I had just connected, I believe the fireplace scene was 2 videos ago, and I believe that I was slowly working on connecting the stockings hung by the chimney with care. Maybe that doesn't go where I think it goes, because that looks like it is another loot. So basically, I'm just going to continue said videos. And yeah, so what can we talk about? Gosh, I feel like that goes. I know it doesn't, but it just feels like it does. And I'm really not trying to I'm trying to get out of convincing myself to do this section of the puzzle, but I do believe that it is coming along. So it's hard, as they say, almost, I find it hard to walk away from the section that I'm really interested in getting done. I don't know, I find it, I like to, that's a top. Okay, so that's a top. I do like to challenge myself, but I can see where I'm starting just to become almost desperate, if you will, and I don't want to do that. So, I don't know if you can sense that, oh God, I want that to fit so much. I don't know if you can sense that I am getting frustrated, but I am. And although I preach, walk away, walk away, walk away. Oh, is it like that? Maybe. I bet you that's that one. Okay, this just made more sense because I changed my perspective. So I was looking at this piece in particular. See if I can show you. Bring it close to the camera. So, sorry, my tripod is actually in the way of the majority of what I'm seeing here. So I'm trying to figure out, there we go. So I thought that the storyline for this puzzle family right here, if you will, was that the direction that this was, if you would, north, east, south, west. And what I mean by that is I thought that these pieces orientated in this direction as I had them, almost horizontal. However, with closer inspection and into those puzzle pieces, I now believe that this piece is, nope, sorry guys. This piece is meant to go this way, and hopefully you can see it here. Yep, let's zoom in just for a moment. Oh, how nice is this going to feel? Oops. 3, 2, 1. Oh, hopefully that took, or that captured, because that, should I leave it like that maybe? Oh, I hate to mess around with my tripod. Let's try this, and if you guys like the more magnified lens, i.e. this, let me know in the comments. But as of right now, I'm comfortable using this because I'd like this puzzle to more so be about progress, setbacks, lessons, rather than, because some videos I may have where I try to not time myself, but I try to achieve a puzzle. I try to achieve a puzzle quickly. Sometimes I just like to challenge myself, and I think puzzling is a healthy way to do that. No, absolutely not. But this puzzle is more so just about basically, oh, so you've got to puzzle, let's get it done. So I know that piece is at the end, so then this piece has to be in the middle, which would make the puzzle go like that. To me, makes the most story. I don't think these two pieces click into each other. No, they don't. I'm correct, so good for me. And yes, okay. I feel like there's stockings elsewhere, although I know there are not. Gosh, it is so frustrating sometimes when you think you know how things are going to turn out and they don't. But if, as I said in one video, we change our perspective, and I'm not sure, I won't magnify because I don't want to kind of keep hammering home the same point. But wow, look at that connection. So again, I was thinking that the pieces were supposed to go more horizontally and lay out on the board. But after all of my chit chat and blah, blah, blahs, if you will, I now see where I was incorrect. And that's okay because the reward is just so amazing. I don't know, that these pieces are now just clicking right along. So, yeah. Interesting. Oh, just love. I love when, I don't know, I just like, I think that puzzling just opens up so much for people. And it's almost as if maybe you've had a bit of a mind block for a while. Maybe you haven't acknowledged how you really feel about something. Maybe you know, I don't know, something. And so when things start to click along, oh geez, isn't that just so rewarding? Oh, I just love it. Clearly I'm starting to get crazy over here in puzzle land. But again, see how almost half of the board is done. And I didn't, although I did go after the reds, I didn't really choose the reds because they were dominantly on one side of the board. That, of course, is just a happy coincidence. So I'm quite impressed with this puzzle so far. It's telling a really neat story, I think. And you will always hear me talk about the story because I think it is so important, because really a puzzle is just a picture. Okay, hang on. Let me think about this. Oh, geez. Are we going too far-fetched maybe? A puzzle is just a picture that someone has created, to me, as a means of expression. And how cool is it? There we go. No, darn. How cool is it that as you do the puzzle, you almost become one with the puzzler? Does that make any sense to anyone, or is it just me? I don't know. Those definitely go though. That's so nice. So nice. And it's nice to, however you puzzle, like to each their own. If you can find little tips and tricks for success through my channel, amazing. If you just want to put me on and ignore me in the background for noise. That's cool too. But it is nice when you can kind of go through your board and start to, in a sense, clean up your board, because maybe all the pieces that you've drug over from your collection pile, maybe they didn't make sense. Do you see how long it took me? Do you see how long it took me to kind of put the stockings together? Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It seemed like I was quite stuck. I no longer am stuck where I was. Now I'm stuck in a different spot. So anyway, I find it interesting that you can be part of that journey or story, I guess. God, that looks like a stocking. Where do you go? Yeah, so that's kind of my thought process about that. But yeah, so I will now move on to a different section, I think, and maybe build out the mantle and I don't know, like the top is the mantle as far as I'm aware, and then the bottom, is that like called the hearth? I don't know, I can't remember, and that's okay. But I like the color story that those pieces are giving me. So let's bring those over and see what I can create by connecting said pieces. Okay, so that's the top. Okay, what are you doing? Okay. And again, you may have to come back to it, you know, whatnot. But try different parts of your puzzle. See where connects, see what connects for you at that moment that you are looking. And if you have to change your focus, well, then so be it. It is not a big deal. It is, again, just a puzzle. But if you engage with your puzzle, then you will be that much more successful, I believe. You are this way, so you go there somewhere, somehow. Okay, that clock isn't yep, perfect. So we have the clock up on the wall. Let's see. It is, geez, I'm sorry, but both hands of that clock seem the same length to me. But if I had to say, I would say it's about 10 to 2 in maybe 12 minutes to 2, which would make sense because Santa, as we know, works all night, and so it would make sense that everyone else is in bed sleeping and waiting for Santa. And it is getting later and later and later. Okay, there are some pieces on here which I believe are dog hair. And actually, now that I say that I wanted to work on the hearth, or where the stone seating plays in front of said fire, I actually see that quite a bit of it's done. So going back through my pile just one more time, always kind of keeping an eye on the color pieces that you're trying to stick with, because when you look at the board, it is easy to become distracted. So that being said, I often will, I don't necessarily hold my finger on the pieces, but I will just focus and micro focus on that color story and see if I can see any of these color stories over here. And if I can't, then I have to go back to my puzzle. But I think that primarily that hearth is laid out. I'm just questioning some of the odd shaped pieces because again, Cobble Hill really enjoys making, I believe, random pieces. Trying to figure out, that must go on the inside, so I'd have to maybe there. Yep, lovely. Okay, so maybe now that I see that my brain is picking up the story in that piece, I'll come back to that. But I don't want to walk away from a challenge either. So I will see what pieces maybe I can get together with my original plan of doing this color story. So I don't know. Let's see what we can do, or what I can do since I am by myself. But I believe I am getting better at dropping the wheeze. I don't know why I do it. It is just something I do. And gosh, I will tell you that sometimes I'm not a great eater, but I am so hungry right now that all I want to do is go make supper. So that is causing my brain, to be distracted and possibly not performing at the highest ability that I know I can do. And of course, that would bother someone like me because, again, as you know, I do like to preach, set yourself up for success. So it is extremely hard. Sorry, I will come back to that noise because I will not be editing that out. It is extremely hard to, now see, darn it, I lost my train of thought. I don't know, sorry guys. Went out to the old brain. It is hard to puzzle when I cannot focus. And although it may appear as if I am focused, my brain is in a million different places. And I wonder if content creators also suffer from this, as I feel that, darn it, I feel as if my brain is back on for the first time in a long time. And what a nice feeling that is. Oh, those are way, way up top. Oh, okay. I was putting them between in my mind. Okay, that's okay. Let's see where. I'm just going to take this piece away. Sometimes rather than leaning over the board, I find it easier just to take that one piece that you think a lot of pieces may fit on one side of it, and it's all, you know, it already fits in somewhere. So sometimes I'm just lazy and I like to just take that piece and then kind of float that around where I think it maybe should go. And yeah, because like to drag, sometimes when you have a big section, to drag off, yeah, that's where that goes a bit. To drag, no, darn. To drag all of the pieces around the board can be frustrating and gives you more of an opportunity to wreck your puzzle. So I don't really enjoy that method, so I take the lazy girls. I don't know why I said that. There's no blanket statement I can think that would reference that, but there's an edge piece though. Ta-da! Where would you go? Nowhere, because you're not an edge piece. God. Cobble Hill is so mischievous like that, I think, in making pieces that appear to have edges. And of course, people would think, oh, well, that is an edge piece. But alas, it is not. I don't know, I feel like I should move on to the tree. I'd like to get this section done, but I seem to be struggling with it. There's small little elements of success, which of course keep me going back for more. But is that the right decision for the moment? I don't know. That's just me tapping my thoughts along, if you will. Oh, it is so frustrating sometimes doing a puzzle, but yet so rewarding. Oh, what in a sense a double-edged sword, because I think maybe that in perspective, that's an interesting idea, that, you know, sometimes puzzles are hard but enjoying because yeah, that's life, right? Like would you guys not agree that, you know, sometimes life is really hard, blah blah, but you know, if you stick with it, it can be very rewarding. So I guess, you know, a lot of life lessons in puzzles. Did you guys think about puzzles this way before you attended my channel? I wonder if people don't really still do not understand. I don't think that goes there. Still do not understand my purpose for creating this, because to me it is hitting everything for me right now. So I think I'm going to change focus, change color stories again, and work perhaps on the Christmas tree. I would be very happy to get this section of puzzle done, but I don't know if that's going to, maybe. Oh, love when the pieces come together. Just so rewarding. Where do you go? Oh, I think there. So you'll have to go. But I bet you go. Sorry guys, I don't mean to be whispering. Oh, nice. Gosh. Just so satisfying when, especially as I said earlier, when you can get it so that in a sense you're cleaning up your board. Oh, that is such a nice, that is such a nice feeling, I think. Oh, I bet you go. Okay, come back to you. Oops. Just throwing the puzzle pieces around now. Things are getting crazy. Okay, and sometimes my eyesight is not what it used to be. So, the present, okay. So, yes, so sometimes there is that struggle as well, which of course can be frustrating. So, I'm happy with how clean the board is. I'm really happy with the progress. I may feel inundated when I look at all of the pieces, but if you break it up and even be as silly as me and cover up this part, well, geez, look how far along I've managed to get this puzzle. So good on me. Again, revel in the small successes, because to me, if you can begin to appreciate the small wins, then you will build self-confidence and you will no longer feel guilty for recognizing your successes. And perhaps, there we go, gotcha. And sorry, I think I'm doing this by myself. Sorry, guys. Yes, if you revel in the little wins, then I think later it transfers and becomes easier to celebrate successes that perhaps mean a little bit more to you, i.e. you did a really good job at work, i.e. you did a really good job with your, maybe you have kids and you did a really good job with your kids today. Well, good on you, but you may feel, I don't know, you may feel as if it is arrogant to boast about your wins. And that's a shame, because within reason, of course, I think that it is okay to be your biggest cheerleader. Because how, you know the old phrase, again, I like an old phrase apparently, lead the horse to water. Well, everyone can tell you that, you are smart and you are, this and you are that and blah, 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 like all the things that you potentially need to hear. But if you don't believe it yourself, because you are your own worst critic, then how are you ever going to get ahead? Because in, pun, I guess, in your head, you are kicking yourself down all the time. And perhaps you take it further, like I used to do all the time. It's getting better. But not only do you kick yourself and yet scream at yourself in your head, but not only will you not celebrate your wins or recognize your wins, but as well, when you have that voice may be hindering you from trying new things. And it will already be setting you up for fail, is the only way I can say it. Because that voice, if you don't challenge it with good thoughts, then that voice, misery loves company, so then that voice will always tell you, you can't, you won't, you can't do that, you won't succeed, you this, you that, you that. But if you, to me, start developing healthy habits of celebrating little wins, and maybe it is something as I don't know, just say, because I know this is hard, just say, I want to eat by 6 o'clock, and maybe you eat and it's 6:10 or 6:30 or what have you, but darn it, you were as close to 6 as you could be. And maybe for you, who normally eats at 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night, 6:30 is closer to 6 than is 11, so that's a win for you. So I think you should celebrate that. And oops, darn. Oh, the puzzle pieces. Apparently, I don't know, I guess the puzzles always stick to me. It drives me nuts. Anyway, but yes, so long story short, I think that you should get into a healthy habit for the rest of 2023, if not 2024. Come on. What are you waiting for? What? It's your life. If you love yourself, or you ever did, put yourself first. Congratulate yourself on the little wins. Make healthy habits. Just fight for your life, because your life is so valuable. And you may not see it right now. And I understand that. But don't give up. Just don't. It's just not worth it to give up. So hopefully you will find this channel and find some solace in it. Now, look at the big connection I just did. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 puzzle pieces like that. And dun dun dun. I don't know if I'll count down every big success or little success for me, but I just think for this puzzle, it's quite fun. So a nice stretch of pieces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and here we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh, so good. Ugh, so good. Okay, let's continue. And I am just tickety-booing right along. So lovely. So lovely when that happens. Don't know where you go, but these are going to be pretty obvious, I would think. Maybe not before, but now with how I've been working my board, to me, the pieces become extremely obvious because the storyline is just so prominent. And yes. Oh, it's so interesting how Cobble Hill can take already a small piece and just cut it and make it that much smaller. I always have found that so interesting about them. God, I find it so chilly today. I am not sure where you are at in your day, in your life, but it is quite chilly. Wish that fire was warm. I do have a fire. How about I do something that I haven't done before and just take a break. Oh, lovely. Take a break with the puzzle. Yeah. Oh, it's hard to want to take a break when you're doing so well. And take a break so that I can go put more wood on the fire. Because I tell you, oh goodness, do I hate being cold. Ugh. If you've ever worked with me in the past, you know I am a sun bum, beach bum, whatever the terminology is, and I absolutely hate being cold. So I'm going to take a minute and walk away. You will hear me in the background. You may hear my dogs. They are primarily snoozing, but they love to be with me. So if they think I'm leaving the room, they'll probably get up and follow me. So it might take me a few moments to calm them back down, but such is life. So pardon me for a moment. Maybe use this time to do your own whatever you need to do. And what are we doing for a time check? Okay, well, you know what? I would like to get supper on. I did not realize how late it was. And that being said, it just shows how you can lose yourself in a puzzle, because yes, it's about 6:30. I'm trying to break these videos up into smaller chunks, as I realize some of you don't have, you know, a true 8-10 hours to sit and watch me puzzle or puzzle with me, and that is absolutely fine. This is supposed to be something of convenience that you can turn to in times of stress, boredom, interest, whatever the words are that you need to hear or to use, that is fine. But yes, I would like this channel to become so much more than probably anyone can ever realize. And that's a pretty cool thing, because to me, that means that mentally, I am probably healthier mentally than I was even a month or two ago, when this outlet was not even an idea for me. So, okay. Again, I do like to just push the pieces, ensuring they're all nice and flat, none are overlapping, but kind of move them around a little bit. I find no matter the lighting you have, until it's like actual professional, like maybe at a puzzle competition, again, what would that look like? Oh my goodness. But I do like to change the pieces around slightly, just so that my eye may pick up on a print or color at a different angle. Okay, I'm gonna go set supper. I'm gonna do another video in a little bit. You guys have a great day. And yeah, please like this video, subscribe down below for more. Help me grow a platform to make change. All right, guys, take care. Thanks for puzzling with me.